time of the year dictated, and the area that we were visiting dictated, that we have cold weather clothes, which when we left Wisconsin, it was the middle of December, and we would arrive in California and Arizona, New Mexico to much warmer weather, so we had to actually have two sets of clothing also, which ballooned the amount of luggage that 7 people required. And of course the things that I accumulated along the way, including cattle skull and tumbleweed, cowboy hats for my buddy Buzz Keller and I. So the trip back was a lot more crowded than the trip in. While we were there, Larry, who was what I would consider today as an eccentric, was quite amenable to taking us out and showing us things. He was a real Jeepster. He had driven Jeeps in the Army and had always had a Jeep, and spent all day, every day that he was prospecting out in the Sonoran Desert. And so he was very comfortable and very skilled with driving a Jeep. In fact, I don't know whether he had organized it, but he led a Jeep club trip from Hemet down into Baja California every year, where a whole group of Jeep owners would head off cross country and cross into Mexico and head down the Baja Peninsula for a distance and then come back, and he was always the leader. Anyway, one day he took Yvonne and Bob and I out in the Jeep into the desert and showed us things, identified plants, Palo Verde, Ocotillo, Cholla, and showed us several unique things that he had found in his prospecting. An oasis, which was a gorgeous little place, probably was only about an acre in size, but it had lush foliage and palm trees growing out in the middle of the Sonoran Desert. Another thing he showed us were an area where two dramatically different layers of sedimentary rock had been laid down, and they were orange, then a layer above that which was black, and a layer above that which was once again orange. And it had broken up and been polished by running water. And so there were all these beautiful little stones about 4 inches in diameter, all of them almost perfectly round, and they were a band of black around the center. They were about 4 inches in diameter and probably 2 inches thick. Just so unique, all just laid out like a pathway that some landscaper had laid in these beautiful little stones. One day Larry took me to check me out on what he called mountain climbing, and obviously it wasn't rappelling, but it was just climbing mountains and the stamina and sure-footedness. He and I went out in the Jeep to North Mountain, which wasn't too far from the house, and he and I climbed North Mountain together and back down, and he showed me some of the vistas from the mountain. And when we got back to the house that night, he announced that I could handle any of the western mountains, which made me just glow in pride.